Right, so it has been a long time since I uploaded last, so I thought I'd just kind of get a video out here. This is actually a video from back in, I think it was like November, but I did some sprints, started the day off with sprints, and then I went to a dunk session about half an hour to an hour after this sprint session. So this was a really good session. I was running some fast 30s. I think video time from first movement, it was about 4:12ish, 4.1 maybe. Honestly can't remember, and I can't be bothered like annotating any of the clips because I'm like really busy with a lot of uni work at the moment, which is sort of what I guess I'm going to be talking about. So I've got like a dissertation coming up for university at the end of the month, so I'm probably not going to be uploading as much, but I thought I'd at least try and like get something out and like just like discuss a little bit of my training over the past few months. So I've still been training for sprinting. I think I'll maybe do like an indoor season recap of like all the meets that I did and kind of like what went into that. But I thought I'd just share this dunk session. This was like, I think one of my best 2-foot dunk sessions ever. I'd say at least my highest 2-foot dunk session ever. Like I was really like getting up. I was trying out the Alpha Fly distance running trainers. They have like a carbon fiber plate and like air zoom in the front, and they felt so springy. But unfortunately, as you'll see later on in the video, I did end up like tearing the shoe in half because they're not really meant for 2-foot jumping. But as you can see here though, like I'm really just like bouncing off the ground like so easily. I think in this session I was definitely in sort of like the, I'd say like 39 to possibly 40 inch range. And like keep in mind this is off like, I think I'd done one 2-foot session the week before this, and then the 2-foot session that I did like before that was like in October or something. So it had been a long time since I'd really jumped off 2 feet, so I'd not been doing it consistently, and to kind of like jump this high off like really inconsistent 2-foot practice is like really solid. I believe I could definitely get into like the 42 range if I kind of really focused on 2-foot jumping specifically for like a few months, but I'm not really going to get the chance to do that until I guess like off season this year, which will be in September. So I'll maybe try and do that when we do go into off season, because I think I do really still enjoy like the dunking and jumping side of things, but with sprinting I do just believe I've got like some good talent that I can possibly, you know, represent Scotland for sprinting. So that's sort of like why I'm really focusing on that, to just sort of like see what I can achieve within sprinting. I've ran like 10.92 already in the outdoor 100 in my first year of competing, so I'm confident that as like over the years I can kind of build on that and get down to hopefully, you know, like 10, I'd say like 10 mid at least, but like low 10s even. I don't think it's like I don't think it's not doable as long as I kind of can get consistent injury free training. But that's sort of like the focus at the moment, so we're just going to keep going with that. But yeah, I thought I'd just share this session because, as I say, it was a really good session. And as well, so this was the day before I competed at the Scottish Weightlifting Open. So I wasn't even supposed to actually be able to enter it because you had to have like a qualifying total to enter it, but they just sort of like let me like enter it anyway because I'd like paid the money for like the membership for the competition, so they just let me do it. So the idea behind that was I wanted to kind of just challenge myself a little bit. I did, back when I first started doing Olympic lifting in 2018, I did sort of have an idea of I wanted to go and try and set some Scottish weightlifting records one day. So that's what I went and did. I went and set the under 61 kilo, under 23 record in the snatch. So I did snatch 73 kilos, power snatch at that as well. As you can see here, I failed the first attempt. Behind me, it was just sort of like didn't quite balance overhead. I think it was sort of like a little bit like nerves maybe almost kind of got the better of me, but then we get that easy stand up with 68 kilos, then 73, just like textbook, really nice technique. And I'd not really done much like training for Olympic weightlifting up to this point. I did like a sort of 9-week block where I just do like heavy snatch singles, and that's like all I did for snatch, and then I'd do like heavy clean and jerk doubles or like double power, then a jerk for like the final rep. But my like jerks have been super inconsistent in this sort of like block of training, and yeah, you can kind of see here I just like fail forward, I then fail the next rep, and I'm close to failing the final one, but I managed to somehow pull it out of the bag with 85 kilos, and I low-key thought that I was going to get like red lighted for the final attempt because I thought my elbows were maybe a bit soft at lockout, but they allowed it. I think they felt sorry for me because it was my first competition, but it was a really good experience. It was really fun, and it's cool to kind of have a Scottish record to my name, I guess. But yeah, that's sort of like some training from back in November. Hopefully once I'm finished with uni I'll start to upload more content, but that has been it for the video, so thank you for watching.